Welcome back. Now you're watching India Business Hour. MeitY has extended the date for public comments on draft online gaming rules to January of 25th. Now in today's consultation, MeitY on draft online gaming rules, concerns raised by the gaming industry included grading of KYC and prescribing do's and don'ts for SROs. Ministry of Electronics and IT has been sharp on its toes when it comes to online gaming. Barely a week after being notified as the nodal ministry, we saw that the draft online gaming rules were put out in the public domain. They were welcomed largely by the industry as for the first time having a legal framework that governs this space. However, given that this is the first time that there is such a framework in place, there are various issues that the industry thought need to be red flagged towards the ministry. And towards that end, ministry today had a round of consultation with the industry to get a feedback as far as these draft rules are concerned.
Today it was a gaming industry who are by and large very welcoming of this framework. As you know, the most important thing that this rule achieves is to create a framework for what promises to be a very, very exciting, a very vibrant part of the digital economy vision that the Honorable Prime Minister has. So I think we've got a lot of consultation, with a lot of inputs.
Well, speaking of the industry, the mood was in fact largely upbeat, but for a few minor issues that were raised before the minister. One of the concerns that was raised is that perhaps the need for a graded KYC mechanism as far as the KYC norms introduced under the draft rules are concerned, number one. The other was some form of a regulatory framework regarding the SROs, and these were the two themes that emerged as a part of the industry feedback.
I don't think anybody is objecting to the idea of KYC, but maybe it can be a more graded process where maybe the initial is some sort of mobile OTP verification, for instance, and then you move on to a final full KYC.
Some of our peers raised a concern of ensuring that there's protection of the game with respect to submitting to the SRO, so that the game as such doesn't get leaked to the larger audience, so that the game is protected and they can exploit the game. I mean, at the end of the day, if you make something, you would want to exploit the fruits of the content, right? So same is with any game developer as well. I think that was one. I think the other thing was around ensuring that there's adequate checks and balances amongst the SROs and creation of how we go about creating those SROs.
We're still some time away from having a legal framework in place. The public comments, the timeline has been extended till January 25th. Meanwhile, this is not the only aspect to watch out for. What the minister has assured is that even as a part of the Digital India Act going forward, there will be an omnibus regulator for the digital entities, including gaming companies, that will give more clarity on the way forward. In New Delhi, Ashmit Kumar.